Shadim Shuri. It's Friday, October 18th, 2024. All right, let's focus on three beaten up biotech stock that I think could have a very good year-end bounce. First up, Moderna. Horrific. um, when you're down 2/3, what is there to say, right? Tax loss, no doubt, no doubt. It is at a zone of um, support, key support, going back to the history of the company prior to even having the vaccine. Let's go back to 3 years. Let's go back maximum. Okay, maximum. There you go. Yeah, it's ugly. Okay, no doubt the pandemic was over here, right? And then the beginning of the news that they may have the vaccine, working on the vaccine, and then yeah, it's back there. Can't even imagine people paying almost 500 for it. Talking about an 88% loss, right? Yeah, there was people on CNBC back 2 years ago, extremely bullish. Come on, it's a one-trick pony for the longest time. As if like we're gonna have the pandemic, COVID for the rest of our life. Okay, this is nonsense. Regardless, they have worked and pivot away from being a one-trick pony. I have a couple of potential big cancer treatment coming in the next few years. Okay, I'm talking potentially 4 more years down the road. I don't expect anything this year or next year, regardless. Um, the good news is I like what I'm seeing here as far as the bottom. Now, going back to last October, yeah, it can get worse. All right, it hit the bottom last year. Look at that, November. Okay, right at the end of October, right there. See, October 31st, one extra day. A big green candle though, so it opened real low, and then close higher, and then giddy up. So you're talking, you could have bought it in the high 60s and end Christmas and the year Christmas in the 90, low at 90. I like that. I don't know about you, but I like the 25-30% return. Can lightning strike twice? Is it for now, as of today, I have a naked put, strike price 55. So I take the share. I'm literally rooting for this to stay below 55. What would I do if this thing is above 55? There's two things I can do. I can outright buy 100 share at 55 or whatever. Let's say it's 55.05. I can literally outright buy 100 shares and let the put expire worthless. Or let's see what the option for next week look like. Okay, next week option 55. Right now it's a $1.90. That's pretty sweet. Okay, all right. So here's the plan. Depend on what's going on. If it is over 55, even by 2 cents, I will. The thing with options and the last 15 minutes of the day on Friday, for those that play options a lot, is it can be extremely volatile. There has been time where I have an option that I thought is safe, quote unquote, because it is the stock price is 10 cents or 20 cents above strike price, and then the last 15 minutes it went south on me, and I had to close out the option or do something with the option real quickly. It can be nutty, right? It can be nutty, but so the plan is, if the stock is around, say, 55.05 with the last 15 minutes, I might close out the put for pennies, and I can either buy the share outright. Here's what I can do: buy the share outright at 55 and whatever, and sell a cover call at 57 for $1-ish. So it would knock my average cost down to 54. And then if it get calls away in 1 week, I'm not gonna cry about making $300. Okay, that's, but at least it cut my cost down. On the reverse, I can also do a different. So the third method would be let the put expire and then sell a naked put at 56 for over $2. So technically, my average cost would be below 54 should that put aside. That's also a potential play, right? So I just have to wait until the last 15 minutes of the day to see where it pan out. But I like my risk reward here with Moderna coming into the end of October. Could be a 25-30% return by Christmas. That's my target, okay? That's my target for these tax loss bounce play. Next up, Springwork. I like it here. I might add a few more share. It is at the key support, ref low, key support, fib, you name it. It's all bouncing, going sideways here, which is fine. This stock has lost 40% since March. So yeah, look at last year. If you bought last year in the turmoil, sure, there was some pain even after October, right? It went from 22-ish at the end of October. You get a brief bounce to 27, which is pretty nice. Okay, 20% bounce right there from 22 to 27. But then you get a little beat up, but then wow, okay, wow. By Christmas, you're looking at 34. That's a 50% run. Okay, you literally have a 50% run into year end if you buy in October. Not a bad thing. I take half of that. I don't need 50%. Give me 25%. Give me from low 30 to 45-ish, even 41. I take that, right? Well, that's a 30%. Okay, that's a big move. For now, I take it into the at the least that fib up there in the 38, right? So for now, take it easy. Just buy a little bit here. You might get a 15-20% return. Last on this is CRISPR, another small biotech. I like the bottoming here, no doubt. Another one that got cut more than half, right? And look at that, last year. Yeah, if you buy the last week of October, that's a pretty sweet move, right? You're buying 38, 39, even 40, even paying 40 was not a bad thing. And end up, well, you could get out in a double, literally almost a double. Okay, so yeah, it's sure if you got too greedy up there, then it's not a good thing, right? You give up a lot of your gain by Christmas, but it's still a good one, right? It's not a bad idea to buy 40 and able to get out either in mid 70s or a double almost, or you still get out a decent 50% gain by Christmas. So either way, not a bad deal. I like the bottoming process here, the risk worth taking. I got, I probably add a few shares too in all three. I don't have anything in Moderna except for a naked put right now. I have plenty of SWTX, and I have a small position in CRISPR. By small, I mean, I think I have like 80 shares, something like that. I might bring it up to 100 just to have a round number. Uh, as always with these speculative small biotech, I don't recommend going big because even with a small amount of share, the return can be big, right? So that's it. Next week, we will hopefully hit another round of last ditch effort to buy bargains that can have big return.